Welcome to the One Mindful Minute, your very oasis of daily well being in the busy world. You may already know you have the power to transform your world, but have you fully tapped into it? In this podcast, I'll share how to unlock the power to enhance your life through the art of living well. With insightful interviews and guided practices, we'll uncover the secrets to inner calm and wellness. It is time to tune in and transform.
Welcome back. I do want to welcome you back to this episode with a little bit of a summer vibe, which means there are many things going on in the summer because the weather is starting to get really nice and warm, and you're probably going to be planning some summer vacation somewhere. So I've just got back from a vacation. It's not a summer vacation. It's more like a birthday vacation kind of vibe. So this episode, I am dedicating this entire episode to talk all about the vacation, whether you are traveling by yourself or you bringing your loved ones along. I have some mindful tips and mindfulness practices that you could be incorporating on your trip to make your trip so much more meaningful. And because you're taking the time off of work to rejuvenate, to de-stress, and I want you to be able to make the most out of your trip and not feeling like you're going to need a vacation after a vacation, if you know what I mean. Especially if you are in your 20s, you between 20s up to 30s, you may take a vacation slightly different from when you are in your 30s to your 40s and up, right? Because when we are in different time of our life, things change. People that we hang out with also change. When we were young, we probably vacationed with our family, with our parents, and things are totally different. We don't have to plan anything because our parents are taking care of the entire vacation. We don't have to worry about the budget because our parents are taking care of the budget. They will give us the approval of what we can do and what we cannot do. And then when in our 20s, things are slightly different. And in 30s, 40s, and so on. So where have I been on this vacation that I have to come back and talk about mindful vacationing? I've just been to Puerto Vallarta, which is one of my favorite spots that whenever I need a little bit of a getaway, I will just hop on the flight to Puerto Vallarta. It takes about 3 hours and approximately 15 to 30 minutes to get there. And it's a short flight, and the place is really nice and charming. It's got everything you ever imagine you will be enjoying on vacation. The beach, the warm weather, good food, of course, the river, the mountain, you name it, depending on what you prefer to enjoy on your vacation. So a little bit of a tips, or maybe more tips for mindfulness is that number one, do not try to pack so many things onto your one trip because it is impossible to try to relax and enjoy yourself when you have everything scripted out. Every single hours, you got to be here, you got to be there, you got to be everywhere. You only stop for a selfie or for taking your quick picture. And how is that relaxing, or how is that meaningful vacation to anyone really? If you can agree with me, drop me some comment. And if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, I'm there, and I want to hear how you vacation. How do you take your holiday? Like, how do you plan your holiday for it to be the most effective holiday? Because The reason we take a vacation is because we do want to relax and decompress, de-stress, right? It takes a little bit of travel to get there. And travel can be somewhat stressful. Your flight can delay, or you can be sitting next to someone that's unpleasant on the plane, etc., etc. And that can cause some stress, right? But when we have the mindful, I want to say the mindful practice or the mindful mindset. I'm going to call it just the mindful mindset and mindfulness practice in your back pocket. This will enable you to handle whatever situation that comes your way during the stressful time, like flight delay, and you happen to have someone scheduled to pick you up at the airport, and you have to inform the person that your flight had been delayed, and they might have something else scheduled that you don't know, right? So this can cause more stress, but keep in mind that everything will always work out for the best and highest good, of course. I'm going to sound a little bit spiritual here, but things always happen for a reason, and there's always solution to every single problem. So you don't have to sweat over it. And especially if you're practicing mindfulness and you do regular meditation, you will be able to recognize this and stay calm. And my next tip for planning vacation for you would be about the food. I love food. I don't know about you. Every time and everywhere I travel, I love to try whatever the local usually have going on. I mean, I am not Andrew Zimmern. I don't eat bizarre food. Yes, I'm Asian, but I don't eat bizarre food. I don't eat spiders or anything like that. But I will definitely maybe try different restaurants and different dishes. And, and that being said, the last trip, one restaurant, I have tried 3 different dessert at the same time. It sounds a little bit indulgent, but it was so delicious. Everything that was served to us was so delicious. And you do have to allow yourself to try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, to enjoy life a little bit, right? I mean, you are kind of away from your home and your normal routine that you normally would get up and, go work out and burn some calories in some way, or take your 10,000 steps a day, or whatever it is that you do to burn calorie on a regular basis. When you are on vacation, you may or may not be able to do the things that you used to do to burn calories. So allow yourself to enjoy the food and also walk on your vacation. That is another way that you can keep burning the calories and balance it out a little bit. And plus, walking after you just been eating is really good for digestion. You don't want to just sit around and, keep sitting there or go right to bed. That would not be the most supportive, but you get where I'm going with this. So food, indulge. If you are a foodie like myself, I love eating different food and trying different dessert. And if I'm not allergic to any of the food, I normally would try a bite or two. Or if I really like the food, I would probably eat the whole thing. So I do allow myself. And this trip, I have to say, I was away for 1 week, and I definitely came home with, or I feel like I have gained a couple of pounds, even though I'm the same, but I definitely feel like it was a couple pounds extra for sure on my overall beings here. But I'm not worried about that, because quality of life is what we are aiming for. And that's what we are here on earth to do, is to live a quality life. We don't want to, stay under stress all the time. We spend so much time at work and being stressed and trying to accomplish something and move on to the next level in life. So I want to invite you no matter what position you are at your job, there's always some level of stress that are involved. So I want to invite you to just maybe take a little moment in your day and just, you know, relax, take a deep breath or two or three, or however the breath that you need. And ask yourself a question of, am I enjoying this? How can I make this better so I can totally have a good time while I'm here and not focusing on any negativity that have been going on? So that's during your day. Now back on the vacation planning. The planning of vacation is definitely the food involved, definitely activity involved. And the next thing is to take the time. You on vacation, so take the time to be still. Maybe your being still doesn't mean that you will be on your phone and scrolling and catching up with your social media. Maybe being still and just close your eyes and just starting to feel the temperature around you. Feel the air, the breeze, and tuning in, listening to the sound around you. What are you hearing? Bird sound. And what is the lowest decibel of the noise that in your area? Maybe if you're sitting on the beach, the most sound that you would hear might be the sound of the waves that you can keep hearing all the time. That may be something that's the most dominant. Listening for what is the highest volume of the sound? Where is that coming from? And then what is the medium volume of the sound that you are hearing? And what is the softest sound? And I'm not talking about the frequency, because the frequency, meaning if you have like a little baby crying next to you, I'm sure the baby won't crying for the entire hour. So that's the frequency of the sound, right? So the three levels of the sound. Listen to it. Listen to each and every single sound. You can differentiate the level of the sound, and you can differentiate the frequency of each sound, and see if you can really be with that sound, or feeling the temperature. Is it more on the top of your head? Is it more on your shoulder? Is it more on your heart? Is it more on your feet, on your legs, wherever it is? Sometimes I feel a lot of heat in my hands, and that's very unusual because I normally have cold hands to begin with. I have cold hands, cold feet, and for me to be able to feel my hands feeling heated, or a lot of warmth, a lot of heat in my hand, it will be something very unusual. But if I don't stay still, I won't notice that. If I don't stay still and bring the awareness into my very own body, I won't probably going to notice any difference. I probably just going to move on with the things I have to do, right? So on your vacation, I want to invite you to slow down and stay still. And this is not the time to be calling someone or texting someone to be catching up and see how they're doing. So you can maybe put the phone on airplane mode. I have done that the entire week-long vacation. I put my phone on an airplane mode for 7 days. Don't get me wrong, I still use the Wi-Fi at the restaurant. Some place they want you to scan the menu, so they do provide you Wi-Fi, but I don't sit there and scrolling on the phone, looking on social media of what to order or anything like that. I use the phone to get the order going. And then I maybe take a picture of the food that I think it looks pretty, it looks delicious, or something. Or another thing that I use my phone for is if I take picture of the food or the place, is because I'm trying to relocate myself in the future. If I like this place, I want to know where it is, or I'm trying to remember the name of the restaurant so I can come back again. And that is why I'm using my phone to take picture. And usually when you take picture, I have an iPhone. It will tell you where you at and, what time, etc., etc. So you know what I mean. And hopefully some of those simple tips that I share with you, you can incorporate in on your next vacation. Or even if you have a weekend getaway, you're not staying a week long in Mexico like myself, incorporating this in your Saturday and Sunday, the weekend might be really good too. Like even if you go hiking, see if you can incorporate any of this tip, like try not to have headphone. This is one other tip that I've been meaning to share, but I totally slip off my mind, is that I've noticed that some young people, mainly, they have this big headset on or a little headset in their ears while they are walking, strolling the town. I don't know if they are listening for some guided tour direction, but I mean, they don't look like that because these people that I have encountered are usually walking by themselves with a headset on. And I want to invite you to, if you travel by yourself, I want to invite you to just put the headset away, be aware of your surrounding, because when we are listening to something and we try to navigate through town that we maybe been before, maybe we never been before, it's probably not helping you to stay present and being so mindful. You want to be able to hear the car that's coming towards you, or maybe, let's say in San Francisco, we have, scooters or skateboards that are constantly moving around us as we walk through town. So we want to be able to hear them coming. We want to be aware of our surrounding. And so we can have quick reaction if we need to have any reaction for our safety. We need to get out of the way. We need to do whatever it is. We need to run. We need to protect ourselves from any danger. So headsets is unnecessarily to be wearing while you are walking and strolling through town, unless you are a part of a tour group and you are totally being cared for by a tour guide or someone who is already assigned to you. Otherwise, I really recommend to just put the headset away and have all your senses function while you are walking through town, while you are enjoying your sight, so you can be fully present and make the meaningful trip, make the meaningful vacation for yourself. Because how often do you get to take a vacation? Unless you're a digital nomad, then you have the privilege to be somewhere else beside, one place at home and not going anywhere much, right? So, but not all of us are digital nomads. So I want to invite us, especially the people who I am talking to are CEO, employees, mainly in the Bay Area here, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Menlo Park, Palo Alto. We are living in a little area where we have the on-site, the on-location kind of job. Maybe we work remote from home, but most of the time we are not, working from the beach or anywhere remote like digital nomad. But you get the point. I know I sound like I'm just a broken record at the moment, just trying to get my point across here. So those are the tips. Let me know what else you have been doing on your vacation or as a part of planning your vacation. And that would be it for this episode. I would love to hear from you if you have any vacation plan for the summer of 24 or maybe summer next year. Things are always changing for each and every single one of us. So it's nice to hear what you have been up to, right? And the point of having this podcast is actually to create community, not just to give you mindfulness and meditation tips and sharing insights from ordinary people and expert people who have been practicing mindfulness and meditation, but to have a solid, meaningful community that like-minded people like you and I can actually connect with each other. So please be sure to let me know where you are listening from and drop me some message or comment. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel because we do need some support there so we can keep creating useful and valuable content to share with you all. And that is it for real this time. I am looking forward to sharing more on the next episode. I will be talking about eating, and mindful eating will be the topic. So see you in the next episode.
Hope you've enjoyed this episode and inspired to take the next step in your wellness journey to building more resilient and effective days at home and at work. I want to invite you to get in touch with me to learn more about the customized wellness programs that could benefit your team, your organization, whether it be retreats, workshops, 21-day meditation challenge, you name it. Let us collaborate to supercharge your well-being today.